Good afternoon. It is December 28th, 2021, and today we were looking at a range day. I think there was a downward bias most of the day, but there were multiple times when you could have traded it either way. I mean, really, you did want to go down. Once I think this channel was confirmed right about here, I think you wanted to focus on shorts, but when we broke out and the breakout failed, I saw a good failed second entry short that I liked. So in this correction right here, it was very congestive, so I don't think there were any opportunities to go long. But this is what I saw, and we'll take a look at the price action now. I am getting to this a little bit later. I think, until next week. I'm on vacation from work, so just been spending a little more time with family. So it is going to be, random times that I get to upload this. So we'll take a look right here. So 5 o'clock comes in, I think, right about here. Where is it? Oh no, we're up here, making this triple top. Oh yeah, I woke up late this morning. So, I actually like this. And I like that. I'm going to mark that red because it closes below the EMA, and that's a failed second entry long. So you do get that. I like the look of this, but it looks like a first entry to me. This looks like kind of like a triple top here, so I'm not going to mark that. But yeah, I do like this. It just looks like it's high risk. Whoops. Yeah, that's a 5. Yeah, probably wouldn't take that just because of how high risk it is. But that looks really good. And we form this congestion right at the midline of the overnight highs and lows. So at that point, you definitely want to sit out and let it play out just to see what's going to happen. I made the mistake of not doing that on my live account, my MES account. But yeah, I don't think you want to take anything in here. We don't know what's happening. It breaks out technically with trend, and that fails right away, but we don't get a setup. You get this breakout pullback, but I don't think it's set up well enough to go long. Maybe you would have gotten a scalp out of it. 90.50 would be your entry. So, oh yeah, you would have gotten a scalp out of that, but it's just the first entry. I don't think you can really take that. We make a double top actually, and then it comes back in here and find support at the overnight midline. Oh wait, that's not the overnight midline. Oh yeah, it is right here. Excuse me. Bounces off that overnight midline. And yeah, we come up here. So we make one leg up, 2 legs up, back to the overnight highs. There's reasons to think of going short right here. That's actually a second entry short. Yeah, I got to mark that at least aggressive, because with it being a second entry short at the overnight highs and all that room back to the EMA, you might take that, but the only problem is that this looks like we have a channel working up that hasn't been broken. Well, when you look at it like that, it actually does look like it's been broken. So there are definitely reasons to take that. And if you don't like that, well, first, this looks like a failed second entry short that you might want to take. Bouncing off the EMA. I really like the way that looks, especially since it closes on its high. And we come back up, we test these overnight highs again, and the floor falls out. So I'm going to explain this range real quick. I don't think you're going to have this orange range drawn until after the day's done. You can see we get a test of these lows 3 times, and we test these highs once, twice. We break out, come up here, break out, it fails, test it again, test it again, test it again. So I didn't see that until later. I just wanted to explain that. Did I draw? Okay, yeah, that's where it ends. So anyway, where were we at? So we come down here. This looks like it bounces off the low or the midline of the overnight highs and lows again. And I like this. I'm looking at this as a double top. First entry, failed second entry long. So I like that. Closes on its low. We just had this big leg down. And we basically made a double, triple test of these overnight highs. So we're probably not going higher. If we were going higher, we probably would have went higher at these attempts, especially with a strong leg up like that. So I like that, and you get a lower high right here. That's the second entry short. Only reason I marked this aggressive is, I guess that's not the only reason. It didn't touch off the EMA, but you're also going into these lows, so unfortunately, just not the greatest setup. And then we bounce down here right at these lows. So at this point, you're thinking, okay, this closing price from yesterday, or yeah, it's the closing price from yesterday's holding prices. We're finding support at the overnight midline. So when we get this first failed second entry short set up off the opening price, off the midline of this range, above the EMA, I like that. And look at all that rejection. So I like that. But then we get confirmation of this channel down right here. So there's probably a lot of people entering short right here, but that doesn't set up according to our rules. And then you get a lower high. And this, some people might have had this drawn a bit steeper. Like that. Either way works. So, confirmation right here. Get a lower high right here. You get a first entry. And then a second entry short right here. You know what? It's just, I'm marking this as aggressive. But that's a second entry short with a great bearish bar off the trend channel. I'm going to mark it as aggressive because of all that congestion right there. Doji and 3 bars stacking up. And you can see prices are bouncing back and forth here. But that's looking pretty good at the end of the day after the fact. I really like that. And I don't see any way to enter in here, unfortunately. Because, we're in overnight highs and lows. So we are ranging. And this is why you probably want to be done in the first hour and a half of market open. Hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe. Because after this, it's just, you don't... Look, prices... We get congestion beneath here, congestion. Unfortunately, in this big leg down, I don't see anything you can enter on. This is a lower high right here. But it looks like you're going into these lows, so you can't take that. Form this congestion right below the overnight highs. Can't break out. So you might consider entering this, but we broke down into this congestion. I think you're better off waiting, and you get a failed second entry short right here, which is super aggressive, but I mean, with this break of this channel right here and this big move to a new low, I was thinking we would at least go to this side of this channel. And then you get all this resistance right here. And I like this setup just because you have a break of this and a move to a new high, and you can see it trying to go higher a couple times. So when we make this lower high that closes beneath the EMA after this huge leg down, I was expecting prices to maybe at least attempt to test the overnight lows again, and they almost did. Really, I mean, the highs of this little range here, and that's what they did do. You can see that's where it bounced. And then when it comes back and makes this bearish bar again, which is actually a second entry short, I like that. You're trying to go higher once, twice. I like that. And then we come down again and hit this trend channel with a nice bearish bar. And it's the reason I marked this actually is that's just an added factor that it's coming off this trend channel. What I do like is it looks like it's a breakout, a failed breakout of this range. And that's pretty clear range, so, and the bias is down. Come down, try and break out the overnight lows again, but that fails, and that forms this channel up, and this is just so congestive. I don't see how you could confidently enter this. If you drag this over, it does look like maybe you would go short here, but it looks like this is ranging in a weak upward trend to me. So I don't like any of that. I don't like any of this. So that's what I saw today. Let's take a look at the trades I took. Okay, in here. Let's see. Hopefully I marked both of these. Okay, yeah. So both of these are aggressive entries. I don't like this one as much as I like this one, but I took this failure. This really just looks like a double bottom to me. That's why I don't really like this entry. So this would basically be a higher low. But yeah, I'm not crazy about this. But I do like this, although it's aggressive. Like I said, you get the break of this channel, move to a new high. It's clearly trying to go higher. We make this lower high that closes beneath the EMA. I like that, especially after, like I said, this is a range right here. So we'll probably test these highs. And I think if you're thinking about all that, I think this is a decent entry right here. So that's what I saw for today. Hope everyone had a good day. I'll be back tomorrow.